Well, still dwelling on athletics, Wilfred Kimetei emerged as the winner in the 5,000 meters. The Kenya Prison Service Athletics Championships came to an end in Nairobi. Alice Aprot won the women's 10,000 meter race, while Maureen Chelagat bagged the 400 meter hurdles title. The National Prison Service Championships came to a conclusion at the Nyayo Stadium, with a number of athletes seeking a ticket for the national trials. In the women's 10,000 meter, world cross-country silver medalist Alice Aprot proved to be a class of her own as she overlapped all participants in the race to emerge the winner in a time of 32 minutes 15.4 seconds.
Kwangu wasikuwa rahisi. Nilikuwa natafuta muda bora ya kuqualify trials. Manake tuko na World Championships na kule World Championship ndio participate wanataka muda bora katika hiyo mbio ya 10,000 meters.
In the men's 5,000 meters, the battle was between Prison's 10,000 meter champion Cornelius Kangogo and African silver medalist Wilfred Kimetei. With Kangogo taking control of the race in the opening laps, Kimetei seemed to withstand the pace as he outsprint his opponent to win the race in a time of 13 minutes 37.2 seconds. Cornelius Kangogo finished second while Frederick Kipkosgei was third.
Kangogo amekuwa strong, atakuwa rahisi vile. Ni vile tu ile kiki ya mwisho ndio naona imenisaidia. Yeah, otherwise hakuwa rahisi vile.
Kusema kweli mbia leo imekuwa mbia ya kasi sana. Kwa maana wale washiriki wa mita 1500 tulikuwa watu ambao wamai represent Kenya kwa mbio mbalimbali kule nje, na kulingana na mimi sina la kusema ila tu ni kushukuru.
Fresh from taking part in the Doha Diamond League, Timothy Cheriot made easy his race, leading from the gun to cross the tape in a time of 3 minutes 40.8 seconds. In the ladies' 1500 meter race, Florence Wasike emerged with the win, while Tabitha Wamboi was second.
Siku ya leo mbio ilikuwa juu kwa sababu kuna wenzangu walikuwa wamekimbia Diamond League na sisi tulikuwa tunatoka Diamond League kujofu kiasi.
Ferdinand Omanyala won the men's 100 meter final as Maureen Chelagat emerged the winner in the women's 400 meter hurdles final. Well, 3 records were broken yesterday at the Prisons Athletics Championships, and we'll be looking forward to the Police Athletics Championships that begin next week on Tuesday. And remember, the stars, a number of Kenyan stars will be taking part in that. But still, on athletics, the Mully's half marathon took part this morning, and we are joined with Lynn Washira, who was in Yatta, to bring us more on what happened this morning at the Mully half marathon.
We're coming to you from Yatta sub-county of the Mully Half Marathon has just been completed, of course, with a huge turnout coming to run in this first edition, with the theme having been running for a needy child. And for a first edition, definitely I can say that the turnout was good. It was very hot, but then it was also a bit windy, so that worked quite well with the athletes. Athletes came from as far as Nyamira, Iten, and Eldoret, coming to run here for the first edition of the Mully half marathon. And of course, we have some results where the main race was the 21 kilometers race, but there were other races also being competed at here, being the 10 kilometers race, the 5 kilometers race, but the ultimate race of the day was the 21 kilometers race, where the winner of that race was pocketing a total of 450,000 Kenya shillings. And in the 21 kilometers men's race, Sami Nyokaye clocked a time of 1 hour, 1 minute and 40 seconds. And Nyokaye came all the way from Nyamira, and he's quite happy to have been the winner of the 450,000 Kenya shillings. At position 2 was Daniel Kipkosgei, who clocked a time of 1 hour, 1 minute and 42 seconds. Quite a close close finish right there. And Kip Kosgei comes from Eldoret. And all the way from Iten, Albert Kagongo finishing third in a time of 1 hour, 1 minute and 49 seconds. Another close finish right there. In the women's race, a seasoned road racer, Philomena Cheyech, came in first in a time of 1 hour, 9 minutes and 53 seconds. Lucy Cheriot came in second in a time of 1 hour, 10 minutes and 41 seconds. Well, Agnes Barsosio had to settle for third in a time of 1 hour, 11 minutes and 6 seconds. And as I told you, the race had a very good turnout. And we're not just talking about the citizens or the residents of Yatta sub-county, but also stars. And when we talk about stars here at the race, we had the former World Marathon record holder, Patrick Macau, being the race ambassador and coming here to just support the athletes and, of course, to flag off the race. And Patrick, it's very good to see you. It's been a while. First of all, before we go into the race today, where have you been?
Yeah, thank you very much. For me, I'm good, and I've been good, and I'm still training. I think most of my fans are not seeing me on the screen, but very soon I'm coming.
And when you talk about training, first of all, maybe what are you training for?
Yeah, actually for now I'm training for Berlin Marathon, which I've planned for next season, and I'm really preparing for it.
And now let's come back to the Mully Half Marathon, which is the business of the day. Why are you here?
Actually, I'm here as a race ambassador, where I've been helping in coordination and organizing on how at least I can come here and run. And it's good that everyone has seen today. People came, at least came from all over Kenya. They came in good numbers, and they have participated very well.
And looking at probably the number of road races in the country and the number of athletes that we have in the country, what would you love to say about the inclusion of the Mully Half Marathon? Is it a race that you want to see happening once in a year, twice in a year? You know, what kind of a race would you want to see the Mully Half Marathon become?
Yeah, actually, according to what we have seen today, people came up in good numbers, and they have participated very well, and we have managed to get good times. And also on the side of money, the money were very good. So this is showing that in the future, we are hoping to get an international race here from Mully Marathon.
And I'm sure you've also seen the time the guys have ran. What would you love to say about maybe the quality of the athletes who competed here?
Yeah, actually I saw especially the first 6 athletes. They competed professional style, because we have seen they after 15 kilometers they were exchanging speed. And this shows that everyone was trying to split so that they can go for the winning. But at the end of the day, we saw one guy who was a bit patient. At the last 2 kilometers, he splitted from the group, and he managed to go and win the race. Yeah.
And Macau, just the other day, Milka Chemos, the athletes representative, spoke about race organizers who've been organizing races and not paying athletes. Athletes have to pay, have to follow up race organizers for 2 months, even sometimes for a year. For you as an athlete, what would be your word to race organizers, especially in terms of prize money payments?
Yeah, actually this is something which has been tough for many years, since I've been saying about the athletes not being paid their money. But I think our federation, Athletics Kenya, they are the ones who should be tough on side of athletes, because we can see these are managers who are not paying our athletes are registered with our federation. So, which means at the end of the day, they are not following the rules and the regulation from our federation.
Thank you very much. Patrick Macau, the former world marathon record holder, speaking to us here where the first edition of the Mully half marathon has been completed. Remember, it's a race that attracted athletes from all walks of lives, and it's a race that was held at the Mully Children's Foundation facility in Yata sub-county, Machakos County. And the main reason as to why this race was held is to be able to support kids who've been rescued to be able to pursue higher education. And the inclusion of the Mully half marathon into the Athletics Kenya calendar has been hailed by many athletes as a plus, comparing the ratio of the number of athletes training in the country and the number of races currently available, giving athletes a range of races to choose from. And back to you, Robinson.
Thanks a lot, Lynn Washira. Washira right there from Yata, where the Mully's half marathon was taking place this morning. Now we move away from athletics and dwell into some football, and it's all about the local league. That's the Kenya Premier League. Remember, yesterday we had some matches, the likes of Kariobangi Sharks getting a win over Bandari. We had Ulinzi getting a win over I beg your pardon right there. Ulinzi getting a win over Moroni, and Western Stima climbed out of the bottom position, getting a 3-2 win over Mathare. But this afternoon, we also have other matches that are planned. We have FC Leopards, after losing two games on the trot. They will be taking on Zoo Kericho. Abula, this is a match that probably you will want to put your input into. You are the Mashemeji Derby when FC Leopards lost, and how angry the coach was, that's Stuart Hall, how angry was. What do you think of this match? Remember, Zoo Kericho are on the rise at the moment.
In fact, I was surprised at the anger that he had to his players, because at the beginning of the season, he said that the squad was still young and they don't have the experience needed to go all the way in search for the title this season. But looking at how they've played this season, I think they've surprised many, because they've collected very important points. At times they were in the top two in Kenya Premier League, and right now they've lost 2 matches in a row, and I think they need to bounce back at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos today, this afternoon, against Zoo Kericho. Zoo Kericho, I don't think is a team that will trouble FC Leopards, because they've been struggling this season.
Yes, you don't think they will trouble FC Leopards, but remember the match kicks off at 3 p.m. this afternoon, so we'll be bringing you more updates about who comes out on top in the match between Leopards and Zoo Kericho. Also, that is not the only fixture for this afternoon. We have Nzoia Sugar will be taking on the Gor Mahia. Remember, Gor Mahia are the current league leaders with 22 points. And then after that, we have Posta Rangers, who also have 22 points, but coming in second with inferior goal difference to Gor Mahia. They will be taking on Nakumat at Camp Toyoyo this afternoon at 3 p.m. We have Thika United who will be taking on Homeboys, and then the defending champions Tusker will be taking on Sony Sugar. Abula, briefly, Rangers still unbeaten in the league, taking on Nakumat. What are your expectations?
Sure, and they've started strongly this season. It is still early, but it's turning out to be a two-horse race between Gor Mahia and Posta Rangers. Rangers don't want to lose maybe their foot on Gor Mahia, because if you leave Gor Mahia, get crucial points, and then you lose some points, then Gor Mahia, I think, will go away with the trophy. So it's a good thing for Posta Rangers, and also Lindsay, who have only lost a single match this season. So I think it's going to be tight at the top of the table. Gor Mahia, Posta Rangers, the likes of Ulinzi, and also Sofapaka, who won their match yesterday.
Remember, Gor Mahia topped the log with 22 points, followed by Posta Rangers, who have 22 points. Ulinzi is third with 21 points, and then Kariobangi Sharks is fourth with 19 points. If you take a look at the table, at number 5, we have Sofapaka, who have 18 points, and they have played one more game more than Gor Mahia and Rangers. They have played 11 games. So those are the top 5 teams that we have in the league so far, and their points right there, if you can see, with Gor Mahia leading the log with 22 2 points. Abula, do you expect the log to change after this evening?
Not this weekend. Not this weekend, because I think Gor Mahia and Posta Rangers are going to collect important points for them, and I don't think it is going to change. It will still be Gor Mahia and Posta Rangers, but the likes of Sofapaka, I think the two top teams should watch out for Sofapaka and Bandari and the likes of Kariobangi Sharks, because they didn't start well this season, but they've now won 3 matches in a row, and I think they've brought back the mojo, and they've known that what they're supposed to do in the KPL.
They've known what they're supposed to do in the KPL. Remember, Thika United are bottom placed. At that moment is where we take a break, but when we come back, we'll be looking at the top 5 moments of the week that were voted. You know, these are the moments that stood out this week. We'll also be taking a look at the English Premier League, the goals that were scored yesterday, and what to expect this evening when Tottenham Hotspur hosts Manchester United.